Oop, I was talking to myself. Hello, everybody. We're about to get started with the Community Showcase, featuring a plethora of Tetris masters. Welcome in, everybody. We are live on the Classic Tetris Twitch channel, YouTube channel, as well as our Enhanced Experience streaming channels as well. So welcome in. I'll try my best to acknowledge everyone chatting out there. Players are getting warmed up and ready. There is no current queue. Do I sound like Colin? Because I am not Colin. I am... Oh, this would be a good segue. I am Austin from Enhance, community developer, also just a player and, avid Tetris fan. So I am happy to commentate some Tetris tonight. I think Sharky may be joining at some point, or Kingsman, if we get that honor. But for now, it's just going to be me. And once Sharky is available, he'll hop in here, and we'll talk Tetris. But hope everyone is doing well. So tonight we are going to have, I'm sure you saw that killer lineup. Let me put it back up for a moment. So we have Huffleffagus, Sodium, Blue Scuti, Shocky, Somalian, and Miles playing tonight. All of these players are very capable of playing classic score attack, or classic in general. Blue Scuti needs no introduction. They recently crashed the game. Everyone and their mother knew about it. I had about 30 family members ask me if they knew who if I knew who Blue Scuti was. And yes, Shocky is also our recent Tetris Effect champion, Tetris Effect world champion. Miles, the TikTok star, so Somalian kicks butt on classic score attack and TEC in general, so we'll see what they can do here tonight. Sodium and Huffleffagus. It's going to be killer night. So we are going to have a mini tournament, a 6-player tournament, and let's pull up that bracket right now, actually. Here we go. So here are the matchups. We're gonna have some fun with the tournament. There's nothing on the line necessarily here. These players obviously have been playing competitively in many fronts in regards to the classic NES Tetris. For those of you that are not aware, you can play the classic NES Tetris, or as faithful as it gets to a rendition of it, on Tetris Effect Connected, which is what we'll be playing tonight. So we'll have Blue Scuti versus Somalian, and our first match is actually going to be Huffleffagus versus SuperShocky. I believe they still are working out some controller issues right now, but once that is settled, we'll hop into that match. One fun thing we're going to do tonight, starting off, I think we'll change it up as the tournament goes here, but I guess I was asking the players what kind of fun things we could do tonight to mix it up. There's no prize on the line. We're just hanging out, having a good time, and we decided to enable bonus score for T-spins. So T-spins will be worth just as much as a Tetris. I'm sorry, T-spin double. T-spin single will be worth half a Tetris, and all clear. All clear also has bonus points. So we'll see if that actually comes into play. I believe it would be fun to see how these players try to stack in order to force T-spins in classic score attack if they go that route, or it may just mess up their board and be tragic. We'll see what happens here. Welcome in T-flat, 6-4, SuperShocky. Oh yeah, SuperShocky. Oh yeah, welcome in SuperShocky. You are about to play. I believe SuperShocky's ready. We're just, I think Huff is trying to figure out some controller issues right now, and then we'll get started. Why wait? see you, Brandon, and YouTube chat. My day's been pretty good. Rounding out the week with an amazing lineup of Tetris players here. It's gonna be a good time. We are chilling, and yeah, we might do some fun show matches after the mini tournament. If we have some time, we'll see how long this tournament actually goes for here. But we'll be around for about 2 to 3 hours, give or take. And yeah, let's take another look at that bracket if you want to see what kind of matches are coming up. Miles and Sodium got the higher seeds as they proved to be very good at Classic Score Attack during the Tetris Effect Connected World Championship 2023. They were able to transition that rolling to Classic Score Attack, which is really cool to see. Also worth noting, we are going to have a 350 line cap tonight, so I believe at level 41 you won't be able to score any more points. That's kind of unique to Tetris Effect because that's how the custom settings kind of align for easily setting up a line cap. Yeah, so looking forward to hopping into these matches. Yeah, looks like Sharky might join us in about an hour. What else we got in chat here? Welcome in Haunt Nog, Ferox, Light Rod, our enhanced moderators. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Oh, what's up, Cold Bucket? Cold Bucket made it out to the enhanced booth at CTWC 2023 alongside Blue Scuti. I believe you two were playing some matches together. It's always fun to see everyone in person. Yeah, it was a good time. All right, maybe I can get a prediction going here in the chat. See if I have that privilege, or if anyone is a moderator on Classic Tetris, feel free to set up some predictions there as well. But Huffleffagus versus SuperShocky, it's going to be a little bit harder to predict matches on Tetris Effect versus, I feel like a lot of the Classic community might have a safer bets on the OG hardware, but Huffleffagus has won the Honda Cup in the past, proving that they are a capable Classic Score Attack player. SuperShocky also throws down in Classic. They are our recent Tetris Effect Connected World Champion in the Trifecta format, which means you have to win best out of 3 in all of the multiplayer modes available, so Zone Battle, Score Attack, and Classic Score Attack. They are one of the goats of Tetris, just for being an all-round player, right? But Shocky can certainly throw down against the best of the best in Classic. Anything can happen in Classic. That's always something to note. And with T-spins enabled in our first round here, we'll see if Shocky can take advantage of that somehow. Or maybe try to create some counterplay. Scuti is forcing you to be here. Thanks, Scuti, for forcing Cole to watch our stream tonight. Yes, we're going to have a T-spin bonus tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. What's the room code? You can't join. I dropped it in the chat. Did it not work? Oh, I wonder if I typed it wrong. Let's see. Looks like Huffleffagus is in here. If I need to recreate it, I will. And yes, Huff, if you could be on the left side. And the winner of this matchup will go up to play... Oh wait, why is the bracket filled in there? That is not correct. Totally rigged tournament. Let's fix that. I'm just making my own internal predictions on the bracket. Get that fixed up. All right. Winner will go up to play against Sodium, and our next match will be Blue Scuti versus Somali, and winner gets to play against the one and only TikTok star, Miles the Great. Welcome in, Mr. Giant Hamster. Great name. Looks like both players are ready, or at least in the lobby here. So we're going to do it. This is a best of 3. T-spins and all clears are enabled for bonus points. So let's get to it. Hufflepuffus will be on the left, and SuperShocky on the right. Let's get their cameras up here. Oh, okay. Sorry to keep you all in suspense. Looks like the players are just confirming some rules. We're going to be doing 18 starts. Also, we get to see their avatar choices. SuperShocky always rocking the butterfly. I believe it's the Monarch butterfly. And Hufflepuffus with the Yank, or however you pronounce it. Okay, so we're kicking off here. I believe Hufflepuffus is using a legitimate NES controller with an adapter. I believe they lent their nicer adapter to a friend of theirs, so they must have had a second one on hand, but I'm sure Hufflepuffus will adapt and overcome. Player cameras up here. It's being a little goofy. There we go. Got the Huff and the SuperShocky. All right, what are these players cooking? Just keep in mind, T-spins are enabled, but it's still hard to force a T-spin, right, with the classic RNG. So, we'll see if they can somehow take advantage of... Even T-spin singles are going to be worth half a Tetris here. And SuperShocky, being one of the best score attack players out there, is no stranger to T-spinning. But, yeah, it's quite different trying to force it within the classic RNG. I think later we might try to enable a 7-bag as well, which should be a lot of fun. I think that'll lead to really high scoring matches because you'll get more long bars. So when I say 7-bag, it means you're guaranteed to get a piece within the upcoming 7 pieces, if that makes sense. So you're bound to get long bars. I butchered that explanation a little bit. I guess it's more like sometimes within 13 to 14 pieces, but more guaranteed that you're going to get a long bar if we switch it up later, if we want to go for super high scores. Yeah, nothing's on the line here. We're just having fun with the best players in the community. So looking forward to seeing if we get any awesome moments. Clippable moments for TikTok, which, by the way, Enhanced Experience is on TikTok, and we're looking to expand there in the future. You can see I believe it's at Enhanced _exp for experience. If you are a TikTok user, follow us there. All right, what's going on here? So Huff with about a Tetris and a half lead. A failure, that emoji is quite cursed. Oh, welcome in, O. Yes, Tetris Effect Connected is same piece set by default. And also with it being a shared screen, it's actually a lot easier for high-level players to screen watch. So if you are, a lot of players will play intentionally behind on TEC so that they can try to get an edge that way. But sometimes when you're like screen watching really, oh, Huff with that T-spin double. Oh, they missed the T-spin. But yeah, I'm going to say it over and over because no one's used to it. T-spins have scored bonuses in this matchup. So we'll see if Huff is going to try to continue to force T-spins in the center well. Yes, we have T-spins enabled. That's something you can do on Tetris Effect Connected. If you're playing with friends, you can enable T-spins to score higher. So right now, a T-spin double scores just as much as a Tetris, and a T-spin single is half that. We also have all clears, so if you get an all clear, that's worth as much as a Tetris. That is very rare. I guess you see it more commonly, especially now that players play lower on level 29, right? You'll see all clears fairly often from the players that can roll. By roll, I assume we have different viewership tonight because we always have new players in Tetris Effect Connected, where I believe we should be live on our Steam page. For those of you that don't have Tetris Effect Connected, check it out. It is on pretty much any platform out there. But yeah, we should be broadcasting to our Steam product page too. Hufflepuffus first to transition into 19 speed. This 19 speed will last until level 29. And Huff seems to have the rolling down a bit here on classic score attack on TEC. Yes, the T-spin bonuses are unique to friend matches. Yeah, ranked is as faithful as it gets to the OG NES Tetris. SuperShocky, definitely the underdog in today's bracket, is holding up pretty well. SuperShocky, I know, is playing off their Nintendo Switch, which is always cool to see. We have yet to have any any high-level MetaQuest players, so challenge to any VR players to participate in our Tetris Effect tournaments and take it home. But yeah, we pretty much see high-level competitors from every other platform. And Huff is throwing down in this level 19 forward play. SuperShocky has been kind of caught in a dig. Yes, we do have a 2-minute chase down timer. But that will not come into play as SuperShocky tried their best to get out of that situation, but it seems like they were in a eternal dig for a little bit there. So Hufflepuffus taking round 1. Okay. The start of a match is usually a good time to take a breath. And yeah, our next matchup will be Blue Scuti versus Somalian. Somalian is a well-known name if you ever have competed in classic Tetris. They're quite good on Tetris Effect, so we'll see if they can throw down against Scuti, who right now I can see Scuti asking our players the best way to control on Tetris Effect, so we'll see what they can throw down. Huff with that T-spin single, going in to actually score half of Tetris with that, so I guess if you can throw down T-spins while you are working down the board here, you'll get some score bonus, because we enabled T-spin score bonuses. Why not? Oh, there's that T-spin double. Ooh, rough hang there. Can't even tuck that long bar in there. Gonna have to create some burns towards the top. Another mistake there from Huff. Some miscontrol. So should allow SuperShocky to get caught up a little bit. Throwing down that Tetris. Does anyone know O's Twitch channel? I believe O was in the Twitch chat. It should be like O underscore. Welcome in, Keith Didion from Twitter. Or I'm sorry, X. Excuse me. Yes, we are live on the Enhanced Experience X page. The one and only Van Dweller, who is a host of Classic Tetris Monthly. Happy to have you. Haunt, some things are out of my control. I guess I could fight against the system, but either way, Hufflepuffus with a deficit here after they ran into those control or those misdrops a bit early on here in 18. And SuperShocky is hyper tapping, I believe, so they will not be able to play quite as far into post level 29. So any score lead they can get will be advantageous to them. Huff setting up for that T-spin double, nails it. And Huff is missing their T-spins. The pressure. All right, Huff with a long bar dependency on the left. They might be able to force a Tetris, but not really the best pieces here. Does nab a triple to bring it down a bit sooner than later, and fortunately for Shocky, they're not really in a scoring position to take advantage of this, but they are now Tetris ready. Or I'm sorry, about to be Tetris ready with one burn here. There it is. Huff is also ahead on lines, so looks like Huff is forcing these T-spins, which do have they are worth as much as a Tetris right now. T-spins in Classic are not reliable, but I guess like if you're trying to get caught up in this situation, it makes sense. They are more efficient if you can manage to set them up properly, which I don't know if there's an exact science to that in classic rule sets. All right, both players are transitioning. And yes, I believe our, if you're trying to follow any of these players, be sure to take a look at the Twitch title. You should be able to click on their Twitch channels. Unfortunately for YouTube, it was being kind of weird with letting me tag players in the live stream title. But yeah, be sure to go follow all of these very talented players if you're a fan of their skill or trying to learn a thing or two about Tetris. And show them your support. Uh-oh, Fluffagus with some hangs. We'll see if they can utilize rolling, and unable to. So there's a window of opportunity here for Shocky. Unfortunately, they're running into, looks like issues around the same time here. Oh wait, SuperShocky's still in the lead though, so we are going to go to a decider. Smiles and thumbs ups from the players, excuse me. All right, let's go into it. How often is the ELO updated? Like the ELO sheet, the spreadsheet? That is a question for, not for me. I'm sure somebody here can answer that though. YouTube stream not working. Let's check that out. Check it out. Why is it not? It says, oh, maybe it's working now. Are we good on YouTube? Hello, YouTube? It says it's live on my end. Oh, it did start. That was weird. I literally just had to open the tab and it started. Yeah, let me know if it goes down again, but that was weird. So YouTube is going to be thrown right into the gauntlet. Welcome in, anybody that was waiting on YouTube. Sorry about that. We have a match between Huffaluffagus, who is a multi-time CTWC top 4 finalist, also won the Honda Fan Cup in terms of Tetris Effect Connected. Great player all around, also just a great gamer. Huffaluffagus can throw down in Overwatch and what other games? I'm sure I'm missing some. Anybody else here play games with Huffaluffagus? And then, yes, SuperShocky on the right is our Tetris Effect Connected World Championship 2023 winner. In order to win that tournament, you have to be well-suited in all of the game modes available on Tetris Effect. So they are very strong in Classic and Modern Tetris. So welcome in SuperShock here on the right, bringing it to Huff. SuperShock is hyper tapping on a Nintendo Switch currently, and Huffaluffagus is using a OG NES controller with an adapter, I believe, on their PC, so that they can properly roll. And yeah, one thing to note, we haven't got to see it too much because it's really hard to force T-spins in Classic Score Attack, but there is a T-spin bonus for tonight's tournament. If you score a T-spin double, it is worth just as much as a Tetris. Maybe I should just note that somewhere on the screen so I don't have to keep saying it, but and a T-spin single is worth half a Tetris. Welcome in, Evan, Guy, Ayana. Welcome, welcome from YouTube. So Hufflepuffus with a pretty strong lead on 18. SuperShocky, not with the greatest Tetris rate to start, but anything can happen. I feel like once it starts to get to a 200k lead, that's when things are getting a little dicey because of the hurry up timer on Tetris Effect. Yeah, one thing SuperShock can do right now is if they were to force T-spin doubles, they could get caught up here. But that will likely come with other issues. They do get a T-spin single into a Tetris. So under 100k, and both players are at the same line count, so Huff with a true lead right now. Huff is slightly in the future, and on Tetris Effect connected, players have the same piece sets, meaning since SuperShocky is behind on pieces, they could technically, and likely are, knowing these players, look at Hufflepuffus's pieces to see if see what's coming next on their board. Welcome in Yoshi 100. Hufflepuffus going to hit that level 19. The next level speed increase will be at level 29. Is that Pumpy again? I've often been mistaken for Pumpy. Do I sound like Pumpy? I also kind of look like Pumpy. Somebody came up to me at the last CTWC and asked if I was Pumpy Heart. Or they wanted to take a picture with me because they thought I was Pumpy Heart. That was hilarious. SuperShock is hyper tapping on a Nintendo Switch, actually. I think they're using Joy-Cons? Or I'm sorry, I think they're using a Pro Controller. Shocky can maybe confirm in chat following. Ferox saying, can't wait for the 7-bag sequence so Shocky starts ST stacking. Yeah, we will enable 7-bag later, which makes for friendly RNG, and players will likely play super aggressive, which might be kind of fun to watch. We also have some other ideas for show matches after this mini tournament. We were thinking of doing level 29 only, ultra mode, where when you top out your board resets, so that might be fun to watch too. Okay, so Hufflepuffus up high here. They could go for a T-spin double. Don't get the overhang. Yeah, probably smart to play it safe there. Pretty close game. Hufflepuffus still maintaining that lead. SuperShock with a nice board in terms of like, it's privy to any piece placement right now. Sometimes you can kind of ruin the parity and, you know, like a lot of dependencies and whatnot. SuperShock's been doing a good job of lowering that. And yeah, this lead is not that much higher for Hufflepuffus. Hufflepuffus does have the advantage of they are able to move the pieces left and right faster using their rolling play style. So Shocky is going to want to get caught up as soon as possible before level 29. I call SuperShocky so many names. Shocky, Shock, SuperShocky, SuperShock. All right, so Hufflepuffus is looking to set up one more Tetris here. Kind of taking their time. Okay, see if they get the long bar. Mostly burns right now. Ooh, Shocky actually in the lead. Same line count. Oh, they missed a T-spin. See how Huff can do here. So far, so good. And Huff is going to take it to move on to play against Sodium Overdose in the next round of our mini 6-player tournament invitational. So nice job, Huffluffagus. Crowd goes wild around the world. And yeah, so our next matchup will be... what is our next matchup? Blue Scuti versus Somalian is coming up next. So yes, we did have a late start here on YouTube, so welcome in any new viewers. We are having a community showcase with some of the greats here. And I'm Austin from Enhance, but I've been part of the Tetris community for over 15 years. I've been playing all the Tetris games, modern and classic, so anyone that plays Tetris is likely familiar with me as a player. Yeah, so let's show our 6 players tonight. We have Huffluffagus, Sodium, Blue Scuti, SuperShocky, Somalian, and Miles, who are all very capable of playing at high level on Tetris Effect. And yes, none of you should be, or I'm sure most of you are familiar with Blue Scuti, given the recent news. If anyone knew that you were a fan of Tetris and your family member was like, hey, did you see this guy beat Tetris? I'm sure a lot of you in chat right now can relate to that. And yeah, really looking forward to the next matches. So let's get that bracket updated here, actually. So Huffluffagus moving on to play Sodium. Take a look at that bracket. So next up, we're going to have Blue Scuti versus Somalian in our community showcase. We're just playing for fun, messing around with the rule settings. Right now we have T-spins enabled for bonus points, as well as all clears, with the best players to boot. So we'll see what Blue Scuti can do here on Tetris Effect Connected. Looks like they were asking questions about how to get their adapter properly working with the best of the best. So we'll see if they can roll effectively here on Tetris Effect. Welcome in T-Flat. And Atomic Spoonie, hello, hello. Yes, so the person that was asking about Pumpy Heart earlier. Can you mistake me for Pumpy Heart? It's a little close, but yeah, somebody came up to me asking to take a photo with me because they thought I was Pumpy Heart. Oh, it looks like Somalian is in the lobby here. We're gonna have Somalian versus Blue Scuti up next. Let's get their awesome banners up here. Scuti versus Somalian. Bam. We got Somalian representing, is that the Buccaneers? Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the fists up. They are ready for a fight. And Blue Scuti with the wholesome thumbs up, ready to annihilate any competition. Yeah, this should be a fun matchup. I think Somalian is actually very acclimated to playing on Tetris Effect, so I know they've been grinding on the OG NES console recently, going for some high scores and whatnot. But yeah, welcome in Blue Scuti. Oh, Scuti wasn't able to... they may have some controller lag, apparently, but we'll see what they can do. You know what, Scuti? Yeah, if you need help between the matches, definitely ask Huff or SuperShocky. chat, and perhaps they can help you out. But nothing's on the line here. We're just having some fun. So Scuti, when you are ready, I am going to drop the room code in our chat for you. Good luck and have fun. I agree. How do I join? Blue Scuti talking like a rookie, but they're probably going to come in and crush the competition regardless. Scuti, I give you some instructions in the Discord. And yeah, the winner goes up to play against the one and only Miles. Miles the Great. They recently got second place in the Texas Regional, which was a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, I'm sure we're about to have a powerhouse top 4 here. Tonight's matchups, T-spins are enabled just to have some fun while nothing's on the line here, and to mix it up for these players that have been on the grind for that. For example, our classic Tetris viewers were watching the race to the 10 million points yesterday. Players are constantly improving, and I'm happy to see where classic Tetris continues to go. And I'm happy to have these players participate in our Tetris Effect connected events and future tournaments. So it's cool to see that transition as well. All right, looks like Blue Scuti is just getting some things set up, and then we will hop into our next match. Where were you when Blue Scuti crashed the game? I was watching it on YouTube. I think Blue Scuti found their way in here with the name Train Conductor. Hello, heck yeah. Excuse my French. All right. So once Scuti is ready, we're gonna hop into it. We're gonna hop into Small Ant versus Blue Scuti. It's a great username. Own it up. I think it's awesome. I'm in a similar boat where I use the username Beast and Shen. I think Shen was a character from the book Ender's Game. And whenever I try to change my username, people still call me Shen, so I just stick with it. All right, looks like the players are hopping in here. We have Blue Scuti on the left here as Train Conductor. We'll get their camera up here in a moment. Opting for a level 29 start. I don't know if Somalian Somalian up for that challenge, I wonder. I think later tonight we'll do some 29 only shenanigans. That might be kind of fun to watch. If we have some time after our mini tournament here. Oh, players are so fast there. Looks like we had that rollback netcode in action for a moment. All right, there we go. We got Blue Scuti on the left and Somalian on the right. And yeah, Blue Scuti is pretty much brand new to playing on Tetris Effect here. So we'll see if they can adapt and overcome quite quickly. And actually, their control looks pretty good right now. Not gonna lie. So Somalian, you're gonna want to take out Blue Scuti as soon as possible before they get acclimated here. Yes, and to reiterate, we do have T-spins enabled for score bonuses, because why not? Just having fun on Tetris Effect. Yes, let's go train. Train conductor on the move. You know what? I've never been on a passenger train. Not even like Amtrak. Plan to use Trans-Canada at some point, but any train fans out there? Other than Blue Scuti here. Ooh, Scuti with a nice resolve on some possible misdrops there. Managing to keep the board clean. Yes, let's go Scuti. Welcome in Nima. I'm glad we can clear that up, Kevin. If you ever see me in the future, or you know what, if you guys want to come up to me and ask if I'm Pumpy Heart, I'll gladly play into the. I'll act like I am Pumpy Heart. Welcome in Double, Bubble Trouble, and Wiley. No, not even Amtrak. Yes, Tetris Effect soundtrack goes hard. You know what? I'm actually quite impressed with Blue Scuti, who literally got their adapter set up like in the last, I don't know, 10 minutes. Their control is looking quite great considering. Go Scuti! Blue Scuti's grandpa in the chat. Welcome in. Only been on trains to get around South Korea. I'd love to go to South Korea. I'm a big StarCraft fan, which they have some massive StarCraft tournaments in Korea. Anywho, we have another competitive game here. Tetris and Scuti maintaining. It's actually been pretty close the whole time, but yeah, I am seriously impressed that Scuti is literally able to get their control working properly. Generally looking pretty good here. That 479 into a 500,000 at line 116 here. Somalian is going to have the work cut out for him. Historically, Somalian's done really well in our Tetris Effect tournaments. Typically we'll get like top 8 or something like that. Actually, second place in 2021 and I want to say 2022 to Stefania Nenu. Somalian setting up for that vertical long bar slide or whatever it's called. The death-defying long bar slide. All right, so Scuti is going to transition, and this will be a good test to see how their rolling is working here on Tetris Effect. And so far, so good. And that's crazy that Scuti can just pick up the adapter, say that it's that was giving them issues, and now their control looks perfect. Color me impressed. All right, so our train conductor here on the left is behind by a little bit, but yeah, only one Tetris will be the differential here. So we'll have some back and forth. Keep in mind that T-spins are enabled as well. Of course, it's going to be pretty hard to force a T-spin with classic RNG here, but we'll see if that comes into play during like down stacking or setting up tucks on the right here, or spins. Come on, Scuti. Welcome in G-Tag to YouTube. And anybody on YouTube, welcome in. Transition, more like transition. Thank you, Wiley, for the pun. Oh, and Somalian is going to top out. So Blue Scuti is going to take their first ever Tetris Effect competitive win, if I'm not mistaken, against somebody that's quite formidable. Perhaps we're going to take a moment here to get acclimated to the control even further. But Somalian has it cut out for him. I wasn't sure if Scuti would be able to get used to playing on Tetris Effect so quickly, but they are a prodigy. Ooh. GG's all around. I concur. We even got a GG in all caps from Mr. Giant Hamster. Okay. I've been curious how far you could go in Tetris Effect's take on Classic. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's really pushed it like they have in, the OG NES version. I wonder if you could anyone crash Tetris Effect? I have a feeling that it would go a lot farther, but I could be wrong. What happens when you max out the levels, for example? Who knows? Maybe Green Tea knows. Uh-oh. Scuti with must have not been there for the start of that match. A little bit of trouble there trying to get that S piece to the far left, but they are still Tetris ready. Probably going to look for the... good idea with that burn. Any times that you can take line clears where you maintain that open Tetris well, that is ideal. So nice finds by Scuti. And there it is, Tetris for Blue Scuti. I have an S. If I had a Tetris cartridge, I would totally play this. Yeah, it's definitely an experience playing. There's something about playing on the OG hardware that's hard to beat, and there's a reason that the community stuck with it. But yeah, even if you're like brand new to Classic or just trying to dabble in it, Tetris Effect Connected is a great way to do that as well. And there are Classic Score Attack tournaments if you're looking to dabble or hang out in the enhanced community. This game is pretty much available on every platform that you can think of. Maybe not every platform. We're not available on the like Atari Jaguar or anything like that. Not yet, at least. But we're available on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Amazon Luna, MetaQuest. We're out there. Hard to miss. Oh, Scuti did play TEC on Xbox for a while. Okay. Scuti is 100% playing this like it's modern, placing everything on the sides. Yeah, I guess, I don't know if they are trying to go for those T-spin doubles. So in friend matches on Tetris Effect Connected, you can enable, you can kind of change up the scoring template. So say you want to make like, I believe there's a default template you can choose called, or I guess preset, where you can have singles be higher than Tetris's, or singles only, which can be fun. But you can also add score bonuses to T-spins and all clears, which it's actually a lot of fun to try to go for T-spins in classic Tetris. A lot harder. And, you know, it's like, it's not an easy thing to set up for, so it's interesting to see how these top players in particular try to force T-spins in classic score attack. Interesting setups from Somalian. You love to see it. Just you got to be confident when you set up like overhangs like that, and they fill in that long bar dependency into another Tetris. So Somalian having a nice lead here for game number 2, trying to go to that decider match. Oh, that's an interesting idea from Nima in the Twitch chat. It'd be fun to have a mode where the where the game instantly halts if your Tetris rate falls too low. That sounds brutal. Does anybody else have any ideas for Tetris Effect custom game modes? We may or may not steal your idea. Dozer from YouTube saying, I play a whole lot of Tetris on PC/mobile, but something about playing on an NES controller makes it so much more fun. Yeah, for sure. It depends. Sometimes you can get some like pretty janky NES controllers is my only concern, but there's like there's something about the feel to it, right? And on an NES controller, it kind of opens up different play styles like rolling. Because the NES controller is flat, it kind of makes for a unique control experience. But yeah, if you play on PC, or I'm sure there's adapters for other consoles, so you could always try to hook up your NES controller to play Tetris Effect Connected. Scuti with some high burns here, looking for that Tetris. Playing a little too close to the sun here. Oh, they get to the... Oh my god, if they can survive into that Tetris... Blue Scuti. Open for business once again in the right well. So they kind of just have to keep their cool from here. There is that chase down timer of 2 minutes in Tetris Effect. But just 7,000 points will do it, and Blue Scuti would be good to go on to the next round. To play against Miles, which... Is there a rivalry of some sort there? I saw in the classic Tetris title of a recent video, I think they said that Scuti and Miles may be rivals. Yeah, and Scuti will take it. Let's see if they want to mull in here. I am okay with that because I got to get some stuff set up on my side anyways. So Scuti moving on. I Thanks, Somalian, for hanging out and playing. And yeah, we might still have some time for show matches following this, if Somalian, if you want to participate. Welcome in, Chompy. Going for the long Mullen here. Mullen referring to, so it's referred to in when a match is technically over, but players keep playing for like a high score or something. But I'm okay with it because Blue Scuti is trying to get used to Tetris Effect and looking pretty good. Matthew hoping that Blue Scuti doesn't crash the train here. Hits a Tetris. Looking like we might be able to see some 29 play here from Scuti. All right, 3 more lines until that level 29 hits. Scuti set up for a Tetris. I assume they're going to want to keep it pretty low here on Tetris Effect while they get acclimated. So we'll see if they can just simply survive. All right, Scuti, you're crazy. I don't know how Scuti can get so used to Tetris Effect so quickly. As an avid player, mad respect to Blue Scuti here. Oh, can they get to the far? Oh, they missed the long bar. All right, good try there from our train conductor, Blue Scuti. Moving on to the next round to play against the one and only TikTok star, Miles the Great, coming up next. Or actually, that'll be after our next matchup, which is Huffaluffagus versus Sodium Overdose. Coming up next. Sodium managed to get to second place in our TECWC 2023 Classic Score Attack Tournament. So they are no slouch here on Tetris Effect. And I believe they won the Boston Tea Parody CTWC regional event. So we got a killer top 4 here, actually. And just to remind you guys, yeah, we'll have T-spins are enabled for score bonuses. So we'll see if that comes into play, if anybody can take advantage of that. And for our finals, we're actually going to turn on 7-bag just for fun, which will allow players to get extremely greedy. So we'll see how that comes into play. Okay, so we're going to get Huffaluffagus and Sodium Overdose in here. What's the difference between this and NES Tetris? Not a whole lot. I guess a lot of it comes down to like just preference for the TV and the old console, pretty much. It's a very faithful recreation of the classic NES mode in a modern sense. So something really nice about Tetris Effect Connected is if you are newer or like trying to get into classic, it's actually a great intro game to do that. coupled with, of course, the well-known single-player mode available in Tetris Effect, the journey mode, but and there's other more modern variants that we play all the time on the enhanced server. Blue Scuti, you are you are up next, by the way, or not in the next match, but you're on deck. I see you're waiting eagerly here in the room. You're welcome to stay in and spectate, though, if you want to drop some emojis. Okay. So, next up, Sodium versus Huffaluffagus. Who's going to win, chat? Who is going to win? This is actually a pretty hard match to call, honestly. It should be pretty close. Sodium versus Huff. Both have historically done pretty well on Tetris Effect and on OG hardware. It doesn't matter. They are gamers. They are going to take out the competition no matter where they're playing. And yeah, you know what? Both players are actually pretty good at modern Tetris too. Maybe later if they want, they could play some zone battle or something if we have time. But yeah, looks like Sodium found their way into our lobby. Scott Jones calling Huff for the victory. Yes, we've got a lot of Scuti fans on our YouTube. Blue Scuti will be up next against Miles the Great. Look at that bracket again. There's your top four. Blue Scuti versus Miles and Sodium versus Huff. It's going to be a fun top four here. Oh, looks like our players are ready to go. So we are about to hop into it. Sodium versus Huffaluffagus. All right, let's get these cameras pulled up here. Oh, shoutouts to Sodium rocking the Tetris Effect World Championship t-shirt. You weren't a fan. I'm now biased in terms of commentary. If you want a biased commentary, just wear anything TECWC related. Just a note for the future. Okay. Oh, Sodium going for the T-spin doubles. So we like I said, the players wanted to do something fun, and maybe I wanted to do something fun as well. So for today, we have T-spin doubles are, they score just as much as a Tetris, and a T-spin single scores as much as half of a Tetris. So, yeah, Sodium's actually a very competent modern Tetris player as well. So we'll see if they can fish out these T-spin doubles. That might be kind of fun to watch, actually. So be on the lookout for that. Whereas Huffaluffagus is going for a more traditional right well, which is probably the smart move. Actually, it's evened up, so you guys do what you want to do. I'm all for it. Scuti doesn't know how to set up T-spins. Well, first off, setting up T-spins in classic score attack is a whole nother beast. Because you only have one piece preview, right? So it's like kind of difficult to look ahead to create that proper T-spin setup. Either way, Sodium's going for it. And like you don't know if you're going to even get the T piece. You're just setting up a dependency still, so. With that being said, though, if you get lucky, like technically you can be twice as efficient if you go for T-spin doubles at least here in this friendly match. Okay, well, Huffaluffagus is keeping it cool, setting up for this top burn here. Oh, okay, clearing that out sooner than later. Looks like they had a double flip into a Tetris. So pretty even matchup. A 1 million point transition? True. You know what? Yeah, I guess you technically could get, like... Say you don't get TP routes and you can reliably set up for T-spin doubles. You could technically get a 1 million before level 19, which would be pretty sick. Oh my god, Huff. That board is looking crazy. Sodium is not quite taking this win just yet. I do know that Huffaluffagus is using a different adapter than usual. Apparently they lent their typical NES controller adapter to a friend, so maybe running into some misdrops, but hopefully they get acclimated as this game goes on here. Ooh, upside down T-spin from Sodium. Flexing. Sodium, you didn't have to do your friend like that. You didn't have to hit him with that upside down T-spin. Okay. So we are going to hop into our next game momentarily once Sodium is done flexing here. Game number 2. Scott Jones saying, Blue Scuti is a great ambassador for younger people to get into Tetris. True. And that's what we had in the past with Joseph, Dog playing Tetris. Most of the competitive players now are quite young. Sodium forcing these T-spins, and it's going to pay off. Even these T-spin singles, like if you force a lot of T-spin singles, that is just as efficient. But like I said, it's going to be pretty risky to go for here on the classic RNG. Looks like Huffaluffagus is taking note of Sodium's play here and forcing a T-spin. Here's the thing, though. Yeah, it kind of leads to messy boards. I'd say messier than when you don't get that long bar dependency on the right. I think the key would be not to coach these amazing players or anything, but probably want to set up T-spins on the very right side of your board. All right, Tetris for both players. I would love to be a Tetris coach. I'm talking like NBA style with the clipboard and, you know, have the headset on so I can talk to my offensive Tetris coach coordinator. Drop some plays. Wonder if we'll ever get that in the future. Sodium with a double T-spin setup. There's that T-piece. This is fun to watch. It might come back to bite them, though. Like, they're a little close to the top here. Sodium just got a new adapter today, actually, so that they could roll on here. So Huffaluffagus, now Huff has a chance to fire back by styling with these T-spins. Let's just hope they don't make the same mistake Sodium just made. All right, there it is. Boom. T-spin double for you. And we're going to go to a decider. But Huff, like I said, is going to mull in with some T-spin doubles to flex back at Sodium. Good stuff. Good stuff. This is pretty much as close as it gets to trash talking. Welcome in Commodore Friday. All right, we got a fun decider coming up here. Oh, nice job. Hufflevigus with a grade A. Has anyone ever got an SS grade on their grade card in academics? Huff with that T-spin single. And yeah, like T-spin singles should be just as efficient still. Might be a little safer, honestly. Who knows? There's like no tech or no. The thing is, there's no competitive like classic plus T-spin tournament, so players are probably just learning as they go on here. I'd be curious to see the most like figured out classic Tetris plus T-spin tournament or like strategy. Welcome in, Baron. This looks like a modern Tetris game. Well, they are playing on the one and only Tetris Effect Connected, which does have modern Tetris games as well. Or modes, rather. I'm a huge... anybody that closely follows Tetris Effect Connected knows that I love Zone Battle. Zone Battle's one of my favorite Tetris multiplayer modes of all time. Not everyone's cup of tea, but we have multiple T's to choose from. Got classic score attack as well, if you're into that. Multiple T's to choose from, designed by Green Tea. And Sodium setting up for a T-spin double on the far right, taken after my coaching here. Welcome in, Dovetail Magician. Yes, Montrix, try out the classic mode. Classic mode is fun. Tetris Effect, you can play it. I don't know if you have a PS Plus. The question was, can you play Tetris Effect for free? If you have like I think PlayStation Plus or I believe we're on Amazon Luna. We don't have very many like hardcore players there, but if you're into cloud gaming, still not free. I guess you need to have a subscription, but we are in a few subscription services. All right, looks like players are kind of cleaned up a little bit in terms of like getting acclimated here. Sodium's still forcing these T-spin doubles, and it's going to pay off. Those of you just tuning in, we are enabling T-spin bonuses in the classic rule set, so players are thinking outside of the box a little bit here. Ooh, nice setup from Sodium. They're actually kind of starting to pay off here. Classic Tetris with the NES adapter and cloud gaming to boot. Is how much lag can we introduce? Yeah, that's part of the fallbacks of, like, if you're a really fast Tetris player, maybe Amazon's not for you. But if you're a casual player, cloud gaming. And you know what? Like, when you get used to it, I've played on the Amazon Luna. And I don't know if you play like modern Tetris, but I was able to get a sub 40 sprint with the cloud service, which was very surprising. Because I was thinking the same thing initially. Sodium set up for a Tetris. Hits it. So Hufflepuffus is behind by about 3 to 4 Tetrises. I'm a little rusty on my Tetris score counting here. Or 3 to 4 T-spin doubles. All right. When will Tetris 99 come to PC? That is a question for Nintendo and Eureka, or whoever else is involved with that project. Okay. Sodium with a Tetris, Huff with a Tetris to fire back. Huff's still a little bit behind here as things get a little spicy with level 19 speeds. Players might be a little less confident trying to set up for some cheeky T-spin double setups while we have T-spin bonuses enabled. And with a decider as well, so players probably sitting up in their chair a little bit. You know I would. All right, Sodium burning to be Tetris ready. Hits a Tetris. Pretty similar line count. Oh, Sodium setting up for that T-spin single. Doesn't get it. Oh, they can set up for another one here. T-spin double. Are they going to get the T-piece? Nope. Another one. Where's that T-piece? Oh my god. T-piece droughts are like hard to watch. Both players are getting up high here. They just need to turn on survival mode. Looks like Sodium has... Oh, they got perfect pieces there. I was going to say they had a messier board, but great pieces to make up for it. Huff is getting up high as well. Both players are rolling, using the rolling technique with their NES controllers. And Sodium manages to bring it all the way down. Is Tetris ready? Boom! Tetris for Sodium Overdose. Hufflepuffus finally looking to clean it up just a bit. And they are now Tetris ready. Tetris for Huff. Sodium has to take some burns here. Are they going to set up? Oh, they did go for the T-spin double when they finally got the T-piece. Tetris for Huff. Sodium is set up, drops one. Huff hits that T-spin double. That is one way to get caught up. I guess, like... Oh my god, that spin was ridiculous from Hufflepuffus. Into a Tetris, hopefully. Very nice. Simul Tetris. Sodium barely behind. It looks like it might come down to post-29 play here. And we'll see. We do have a line cap at level 41. But Huff with a pretty nasty center there. is not going to be able to fill out the left or right and going to top out. So Sodium Overdose just needs 20,000 points. Can they get something to the far right here? They need a long... Oh. No. Okay. Oh. It's a few more. Ooh, Sodium Overdose will move on to the finals against the winner of Blue Scuti and Miles. So GG, that was a great game. Ooh, the T-spin double. Yeah, so yeah, the spins on this speed are frame perfect. So definitely flexing. They missed the other one. All right. GG. That was fun. What a match. Next up, we are going to have Blue Scuti versus Miles. So Huffaluffagus, stick around if you want to play a show match. We're going to be able to have time for a few after this tournament wraps up here. But yeah, thanks for participating, and we'll have more of these in the future, more than likely. GG's. All right, let's take a look at that bracket. Oh, let's get that bracket updated as well. So Huff takes a 2-1. Or, I'm sorry, Sodium takes a 2-1 lead over Huffaluffagus. Blue Scuti versus Miles coming up hot. Hot off the press. And bloop. Should be updated. All right, Blue Scuti versus Miles. Who is going to take it? I was very pleasantly surprised to see how well Blue Scuti was controlling here. So Miles will have their work cut out for him if they want to make it to the finals, which for the finals, we're going to enable 7-bag, which means that the RNG will be a lot friendlier than usual, which means players can play super aggressive in our grand final matchup. So the winner will have the pleasure of getting as many long bars and T pieces as they can. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how Sodium handles that, given how many T-spins they were setting up. Okay. Blue Scuti versus Miles. Two pretty big names in the community. Maybe a mild rivalry here as well. Blue Scuti, Miles, you can confirm in the chat if that is true. If you guys have any beef. All right, there it is, our dashing pair of players ready for the next matchup. Scuti about to hit him with that thumbs up as he takes the victory. Or will Miles be able to get some clips for TikTok in a victory? We're about to find out. Actually, I need to remake the lobby real quick, guys. Just realized I needed to change something. Okay. Get a new lobby, I'll send you guys the code. All right, we should be good to go here. And for those of you just tuning in, I am not Pumpy Heart. I am Austin, community developer at Enhance. Been in the community for quite a while. Familiar with these players, competitor as well. So yeah, just showcasing Tetris Effect Connected here with these amazing players that have been doing awesome things with the game, and planning to do more of these in the future. So hopefully you're enjoying these matches so far, and players are ready, so we're going to hop into it. Blue Scuti versus Miles. Blue Scuti, of course, is our train conductor here on the right, and Miles is plugging their Twitch and their Steam username here on the left, which you should follow, by the way. If you are watching on Twitch, I believe in the title, you can see all of our players. You can see all of their Twitch channels. If you want to give them a follow, definitely recommend doing so. Uh-oh, Blue Scuti is a little high here. I always feel bad when I'm setting things up and unable to miss miss the top out. But actually, that T hang is going to be tricky. Okay, they managed to get a piece over. They needed the right piece. Perfect L piece into the J piece. Nice sequence. Some poor pieces made up for with some great pieces. And open up the Tetris well. Will they get that long bar? Will they get the long bar? Where is it? The long bar is currently unavailable. Check back at a later time. Miles is set up, meanwhile. And they are... Oh, I thought it was a 40 drought for a moment. But they are experiencing the similar drought. We do have same pieces. Or same piece sets right now. So if one player experiences a drought, so will the other player. That is baked into Tetris Effect. Miles dropping 2 Tetrises. Tetris for Blue Scuti. Finally out of the woods. And Miles keeping it clean with his right well. Scuti set up for a T-spin double, but they actually take the burn. Their brain is not yet programmed for the T-spin doubles like Sodium and Huffleupagus. We'll see if it comes into play, though. Hose from YouTube chat asking, do these pros earn enough money to support themselves in this sport? It probably depends on the player. Scuti is a young buck, so I don't think they need to pay any rent or anything like that. But yeah, I'm curious how many Tetris players are supporting themselves. There are a few out there. Wumbo ties from the modern Tetris community. Ooh, sorry, we have some crazy mishaps here from Blue Scuti, who finds an amazing resolution given the situation. Hopefully they can bring this down sooner than later, because this score lead from Miles is getting significant. But Blue Scuti showing that they are able to play past 19 and past 29. So there's plenty of runway to get caught up here. Oh, that's right. Yeah, ooh, Scuti. Hanging that... Oh, dang. Hanging the J piece, and Miles actually going to take the victory here. So Scuti... Miles drawing first blood on Scuti. But Miles is no slouch. Hitting that T-spin. Oh, no. They wanted to flex the T-spin, but okay. One more opportunity. Where's that T-piece? Ah, not gonna happen. Unfortunate. All right, Scuti on the right here. Taking a moment. We are going to start on 18. Nothing wrong with taking a moment to catch your breath. Yes, Classic is almost full random in terms of what piece you're going to get next. There are some rules against like one piece occurring too much, like 4 and 5 pieces. And the start of the match also can kind of vary. I don't know the exact specifics, but I'm sure some members in the chat may know more about that. For the grand finals, however, we're going to have a bit of fun and turn on 7-bag RNG, which is like modern Tetris randomness, which should allow players to get super aggressive. So we're going to see a ton of Tetrises and a ton of T-spins. It should be fun, because right now we have T-spin bonuses enabled, because why not? We were looking for a way to spice up today's stream, and the players were all about it. Enabling T-spins and all clears. If someone all clears their board, there's a score bonus to that. I would love to see that come into play. I will most likely pop off if that's the case. Miles is a Scuti slayer. Is this true? Not just yet. Maybe in other events. Also, my Discord just decided to reset for no reason, but that doesn't matter because Blue Scuti is in some trouble here on the right. Oh my goodness. Can Scuti get out of this? Oh! Okay. It's nerve-wracking. Getting okay pieces. Okay. A little more breathing room, but still not comfortable. A lot of on-the-fly thinking here when you're not on that right well, which is what players are most acclimated to and know the most solutions to. But nevertheless, Scuti survives. Scuti is not slain just yet by Miles. And still a lot of runway here. But yeah, Scuti is going to want to score some Tetrises here to get caught up. And there are 2 lined up for Scuti. Boom, boom. Tetris, Tetris for you. And Miles dropping 2 of their own back-to-back. So yeah, these players are on same piece sets, so I assume that Miles just ran into the pieces that Blue Scuti had. Because Blue Scuti's playing a little higher on their board, so they're probably playing a little bit from the future in terms of the pieces that they have. Ooh, Miles with that. Oh, Miles can't hit the T-spin double, apparently. Oh, Scuti is up high. Where is that long bar? There it is. Tetris for Scuti. 10 lines until level 19. So, I feel like Scuti is going to want, ideally, to get this Tetris, but they might want to bring it down sooner. No long bar for Scuti. Unfortunate. Okay, they have one more line to give here. Ooh, okay. Ooh, barely. Oh, okay, they gotta get something far left there. Ideally a long bar. There it is. Oh, Tetris for Blue Scuti. And a much needed Tetris. Okay. They are finally cleared up. Onto the right. Back into a messier board, but good move so far. Nice tuck. Tetris for Scuti. Miles down in scoring position, so Scuti, fortunately, oh, nice, another Tetris for Scuti. This is an opportunity to get caught up here. Dodging death multiple times. Looking to take it out against Miles to force a decider. Another Tetris ready for Scuti. Dirty Tetris. Okay, this gap is becoming much more approachable. And Miles is playing really up high here. Okay, it does get a Tetris. Scuti fires back. Tetris ready still. All right, getting spicy. All right, Scuti, he needs to get Tetris ready here. And boom, Tetris for Blue Scuti. Both players kind of seeming to find their rhythm. Hopefully it's not too little too late here for Blue Scuti, as we all want to see a nice decider against these Tetris Titans. Ooh, okay. That was a questionable board, but fortunately Scuti got that long bar to bring it down sooner than later. Not Tetris ready though, so okay. A good long bar. They need something flat here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that hang on the long bar is brutal. Not looking good for Blue Scuti. Can they survive? Even if they survive, they need to bring this down all the way to the bottom. and hopefully they can get caught up on 29. Unfortunately, with these hangs, I never know with these players, so I don't want to say anyone's topped out yet. Oh my god. Good try from Blue Scuti to survive. But Miles the Great will move on. I guess suppose they are the Blue Scuti Slayer here. And Scuti, thanks for participating. And Scuti, I guess, hasn't had much playtime. I think they were just testing out their adapter. So, ooh, Tetris for Miles, another one set up. Miles is going to top out. But yes, GG. Miles moves on to the finals against Sodium, taking out Blue Scuti. Scuti, thanks for participating. We might have some extra matches here tonight if you want to try out some other weird matches or some custom game settings. And Blue Scuti was extremely impressive considering I think they were just setting up their controller adapter and getting used to playing on Tetris Effect, like literally right when the stream started. So very impressive considering. And we're going to hop into our finals. Miles versus Sodium. Okay, let's get this bracket up to date here. And yes, we were talking about it this stream, but I told the players that for the finals, we will enable 7-bag. What does that mean? It's a very nerdy Tetris term. So what it means is that the RNG in this final round will be heavily improved. Within every 7 pieces, aside from or not every 7 pieces, I guess 13 to 14 pieces, you're bound to get a long bar or a T piece. So if these players are playing super aggressive, they can continually get these long bars and T pieces, which will allow for some killer high scores. So we'll see how long these players can play with 7-bag on. It pretty much eliminates droughts too, which I know is part of the fun of Classic, but we're mixing it up here, and I think it's nice. While there's no prizes tonight, the players were keen to try some different things, and it should be a lot of fun. And I know Sodium in particular was looking forward to this 7-bag setup, as well as Miles. So they fought for it, and they are here, ready to show us what's up. The bracket didn't update. Sorry. Let's get that. Okay, it should be showing correctly now. All right. Look at these dashing young lads. Sodium and Miles going head to head. Sodium, he did pretty well recently. He was taken out to competition in the Boston Tea parody tournament, I believe. Sodium took first place. And Miles also got second place at the Texas regional, right? I always forget the actual name. Heart of Texas or something like that. Sodium is an all-rounder. They're very capable at modern Tetris. So is Miles, actually. So we'll see if they can force these T-spin doubles, which have bonuses right now. So it should be a lot of fun. All right. Welcome in, Mambo Noob, named guy. Hope you're all doing well. All these players are hopping right into it, and I'm going to hop right into it. Sodium versus Miles. Good luck. Oh, wait, shoot. Hold on. I need to enable 7-bag, so... I don't know if players got the memo. They kind of went in without me changing the setting. Do I have to alt F4 on them? I might have to. They're in gamer mode. They probably turned off my commentary because they don't want to hear me talk. All right, I'm gonna reset the game. That's how you know the players are dialed in. Oh, you know what? I think Sharky will be joining us for our finals for commentary, which will be nice. We'll get Sharky in here. It's kind of good that we reset the match anyways. Sodium versus Miles coming up. Who's going to take it, chat? Who is going to take it? Last time these two played against each other on Tetris Effect, I believe Miles took the dub, but it should be pretty close. And also Sodium now has an adapter to roll on Tetris Effect, so we'll see if that comes into play. Here. Reset the game. Okay, we should be good. Players are hopping in, and Sharky should be hopping in on the mic here in just a moment. Take a look at the bracket so far. Blue Scuti took out Somalian to impress me out of the gate, as they I wasn't sure how they would acclimate to Tetris Effect, but they were killing it. They ran into a little bit into further issues against Miles, but either way, Blue Scuti looking impressive today. Levigus versus our TECWC champion, SuperShocky, took him out in order to play against Sodium Overdose, who was kind of flexing and showing that they can build T-spins here in Tetris Effect. So, yes, for this final match, we are going to go out with a bang. We have friendlier RNG and T-spin double bonuses in classic score attack, so it should be pretty fun to watch. Oh, I put that in the wrong chat. Where even am I? Okay, I put that in the no one needs to know. There we go. There's a room code. Sorry about that, guys. Ooh, I think our Sharky, are you here with us?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Welcome in, welcome in. You joined at a great time as well. I don't know if you got to catch any of it. I know you were a little bit busy tonight, but glad you're joining us here for the final showdown between Sodium Overdose and Miles the Great. Did you catch wind of the format tonight?
I've heard a little bit about it. I heard, at least for the finals, it was something like T-spins. T-spin increases in value and potentially friendlier RNG.
Yes. So T-spin doubles are worth just as much as a Tetris. T-spin single is half a Tetris in terms of score. And yes, for this final match, we are turning on 7-bag RNG, which you're familiar with, but a lot of viewers may not be. It's more like you're kind of guaranteed to get a long bar within a certain amount of pieces, whether starting off is the first 7 pieces, but following that, it's kind of a mix of 2 bags, so about like 13 pieces. Either way, that will kind of enable Miles and Sodium to play super aggressive for Tetrises and T-spins, so this could be really fun to watch, actually. And Sodium Overdose earlier was setting up T-spin double setups like back-to-back without 7-bag, so I assume they're going to do it here, and it should be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really curious too, because I know that both of these players are quite skilled on the modern side. Sodium definitely would have the edge over Miles if it were to be a modern side game.
Yeah.
But with it being 7-bag and also T-spins are worth more, or T-spin doubles are worth more, definitely a very peculiar game indeed, considering that the skill set of these two players.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be curious to see how this plays out. One thing to note too with 7-bag is you're much more likely to be able to get all clears. So if players keep it low, they might be able to like spot all clear setups. At least Sodium. Sodium is probably a little more proficient with that kind of stuff, but and even on the later levels, right? I feel like all clears are bound to happen more often on post 29 when players are like forcing low boards, right? So,
yeah, Sodium actually just missed a T-spin, and that kind of makes me want to bring up a point. Is that at least for classic Tetris, hitting spins, you only have a couple of frames to do so. So if you don't execute at that point in time, then you'll just straight up miss the spin.
Right. Yeah, it is a risk reward thing, right? So at least in the classic rule set, because if you miss a T-spin double, it's going to really mess up your board. Or if you players may be less acclimated to setting them up to begin with, because like no one's really truly practiced that on classic score attack, right? So it'll be interesting. So far, Sodium Miles with a pretty strong lead to kick this off here, Sharky.
Yeah, Miles has been playing rather aggressive, going for advanced setups for trying to maintain peak efficiency, such as a VITS, which is a vertical eye tuck setup. Oh, Sodium, there it is, hits a T-spin. But things will definitely get interesting as we progress in levels, because the higher the level you get, the faster you would have to execute some of these T-spins, and also just piece maneuverability. And if I'm not mistaken, Miles does appear to be rolling. I could be wrong.
Yes, both players should be rolling. Sodium literally got a NES controller adapter today to be able to roll on Tetris Effect. So, yes, I think Miles did practice rolling a bit in the past on TEC for the TECWC championship. So he should be feeling okay. Of course, like he's probably mostly been practicing on the OG hardware still, just because of upcoming tournaments that Miles and other competitors are looking forward to. But either way, looks like Miles trying to burn down through this board. Not getting the best piece for the right at this time, but might set up for Dirty Tetris here.
Yeah, and Sodium, was down by an incredible amount of points, but hitting a lot of T-spins, because, I mean, it's something you would expect from Sodium.
Yes.
Able to close the gap really quickly.
Yeah, I'm kind of, like, their board looks really, how do I put this, scuffed, but T-spin doubles are far more efficient, though, so even if you are, like, making more mistakes and whatnot, it's 2 lines rather than 4, meaning you could technically have double the efficiency if you, like, scores if you primarily go for T-spin doubles.
Yeah, 378 for Sodium, 442 for Miles.
Yeah, Miles not really playing into the shenanigans that Sodium Overdose is, kind of keeping it clean, conservative on this right well. I'm sure maybe they're probably going to wait. Like, if they see an obvious T-spin double, they'll probably go for it. But going a little more conservative than Sodium. Like, look at this. Setting up these T-spin doubles. I guess, yeah, like, even if you're taking burns with T-spin doubles, it probably isn't so bad, right? Oh my god, what are you doing?
That's a crazy set. Oh my gosh.
Like, oh my
Wait.
So those 4 lines on the bottom are worth 2 Tetrises when you think about it, right? So that's like a good way to showcase the efficiency that you could get from this custom game setup right now.
The way that Sodium is playing looks like he's playing zone battle against Kazu.
It's cleaner than my zone battle T-spin setups, but yeah, like.
But he is gonna bring it down though, because we are closing into level 19 transition.
Yeah, we did see last game that Sodium played a little more in their classic Tetris wheelhouse. Once we hit 19 speed, it's a little harder to force those T-spins. But I could be wrong. Sodium is kind of somebody that you never know till you see what happens here. So,
Having to go for a really complicated setup. Nice burn right there for Sodium. Going to be down by 100,000 as Miles transitions at a 656. And, you know, now that I think about it, when you talk about how T-spins are worth as much as a Tetris, if Sodium was able to maintain a crazy amount of efficiency with T-spins, it is possible to technically max before you reach level 19.
No, yeah, for sure. So, because like, think about it. Say a 600k transition, you could get a 1.2 if it was all converted into T-spin doubles. The thing is like kind of a Wild West, right? These players don't really know how to do that just yet, but perhaps they'll learn as this set goes on here.
100,000 point lead for Miles, because normally the maximum amount of score that you can transition with on level 18 is north of 750,000. Beautiful adjustment for the dirty Tetris right there for Sodium.
Oh my god. He's going for it.
Wait, no way.
Oh, he hits it.
And he hits the T-spin. That's crazy. Wait, he's setting up another one. Nice T-spin single.
Those are worth it. Like, that's half a Tetris worth. Oh my god, that adjustment.
I mean,
he's kind of
seems like Sodium's strategy is to try and downstack with as much T-spins as possible.
Oh my god, he skipped the Tetris to go for a T-spin double, but he missed it.
But he missed it. Miles still has this 100,000 point lead, so really just maintaining a consistent Tetris rate. And when we said that we are playing on 7 bags, so he doesn't have to worry about having that drought. So as long as he can
someone as competent as Miles, like, you could probably play a perfect game, right, on 7 bag, pretty much. So, 2 different takes on this situation here, or different strategies. I guess Sodium is more risk reward, like it could have a higher payout, but Miles, like, he's like, I'm just gonna Tetris the whole time. I don't need to do anything fancy.
Miles already with 1.1, Sodium at 900,000, and especially it's going to be super interesting whenever it gets to, oh my gosh, it gets to 29 speeds, because definitely I don't anticipate Sodium trying to set up for T-spins on 29.
Oh, what's going to happen? Judging by the way this is going, I'd put some money on it. Just knowing Sodium as a player and personality as well. Well, yeah, we are about to hit that 29 speed Sharky. It's going to get kind of crazy. But Miles, has he ever left this right Tetris well? Look at that score.
No, he has not. He's just been maintaining a clean board. That's a 1.32 and a 29. And ooh, a little bit of shakiness.
Ooh.
Nice! Center wheel Tetris over there for Miles. Sodium has brought the stack all the way down to the bottom. And things are getting really complicated. Miles, maybe, no.
Oh.
It's not going to be any effect, so Sodium has 2 minutes to chase down 300,000 points.
Yeah, either that or it's a level 41 line cap. But okay, this is doable though. Like, it is 7-bag, so like Sodium can comfortably go for some crazy stuff here.
Oh, I thought he was going to step a T-spin there. It looked like it.
Oh, the other option is all clears. All clears give bonuses.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, so if Sodium were to all clear the board, that would also be a bonus. Worth as much as a Tetris. That could actually come into play here, because it's 7-bag and it's more likely to happen at the bottom of the board.
Yeah, normally on 29, you are going to be playing towards the bottom of the board most times. Alright, at this point, 3 Tetrises... Ooh. 3 Tetrises should do it. No, 2, actually.
It's pretty sick.
Nice. The left side was a tad bit of a concern.
There it is. One more.
And one more will be good enough. Or at this point, could actually line out and has plenty of time to do so.
Maybe he'll try to style with it. Oh my god, he's trying to style. He got it! He got the T-spin single. Alright. Oh, I actually had it set to first to 1 here. Whoops. Well, that is game 1 between Sodium and Miles the Great. We did have to reset the lobby. Maybe I'll just have these players. Yeah.
But I think it's because, you know, obviously while we were getting these players set up, we always talk about how, you know, with 7-bag, there's more long bars, so you're able to play a bit more aggressive in the sense that you can set up for Tetrises more reliably. But, you know, sitting here thinking about it, it not just only affects the amount of long bars you receive, but also other pieces. I know whenever starting out, a lot of players have trouble resolving J-piece dependencies that they always set up in columns 1, 2. I mean, even nowadays. And now that you're guaranteed to get one of those pieces, you're not going to run into a drought for that piece. That means you can set up for really aggressive setups, and you'll get basically the piece that you wanted. So that kind of strategy works out well for Miles, as we saw, you know, the high 1 point or mid to low 1.3 going into 29, and then 29 just becomes execution, because you know you're going to get an I piece eventually. Whatever piece that you're missing to fulfill the stack for a Tetris, you know you're going to get that. It's just a matter of you being able to execute on it properly.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, the 29 play is especially kind of different, right? Because these players can execute, and 29 can be very scary because you don't know what's going to come up. But with the very friendly RNG on 29, like, you get to see that pure mechanical skill from these players as they can try to execute for Tetrises and T-spins. Okay, looks like both players are ready. Oh, did I set it? I set it to best of 5. You know what? I guess we could play it out if they want to. All right, we're doing this. There's nothing on the line tonight. We were just going into this having fun anyways. So, all right, game 2 between Miles and Sodium.
It'd just be bragging rights.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
It's always this particular matchup that always happens.
And these two certainly want the bragging rights against each other for, I'm sure, Discord calls. They're good friends, right? So Discord calls to come.
Yeah.
They want to be able to flex. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this match here. I feel like they're probably both going to get acclimated to this friendly RNG as it goes on too. But Miles can just straight up go for like 100% Tetris rate. Whereas Sodium may want to force in more T-spins. Although I see less T-spin forcing from Sodium right now. Well, never mind.
Would that be akin to a commentator's curse?
You could say that. I don't want to admit it, but All right, Tetris for each player. And yeah, as long as players execute on this friendly RNG, it should be pretty... Oh, Miles fixing it up. Oh, they missed again.
But a missed
They've been missing all their T-spins tonight for whatever reason. We'll see. I believe in Miles. They're eventually going to get it. I'll do the backwards curse here.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, you only have a few frames to hit it, and depending on what you play on, there is going to be like a slight input latency as opposed to, playing on original hardware. So if you're like 1 or 2 frames off what it is when you play on original hardware, trying to adjust to that is a bit difficult, which is why in certain cases when you see certain classic players, when they play classic score attack, they typically have more rigid stacking to avoid going for spins, because missing a spin, as you saw from Miles, can just really be devastating on the pace. Nice T-spin over there for Sodium.
And Miles finally hits that T-spin double, which does have the same amount of score currently as a Tetris would. Opens up that board. Sodium, a little sketchy here. Let's get that Tetris. Even in these like high up situations, like you can greed for that Tetris. But yeah, go ahead, Sharky.
No, I was like watching Sodium, knowing that both these players will be looking for, at least Sodium in particular, he'd just be looking for any reasonable and sometimes unreasonable T-spin setups. I find myself is like, all right, let me tap into my modern side. What's the possible T-spin setup that Sodium would reasonably or unreasonably go for? It's kind of fun mini game to play while watching this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you could try to follow along. Like right there. There we go. T-spin double setup for Sodium. I like that kind of approach. Maybe however you can like force T-spin doubles into this right well, where you're already so acclimated.
Like there for Miles.
Yeah. Perfect. Like they're called kaidens, which means stairs in Japanese. Like when you can set up T-spin doubles on the far right of the board by propping up a square S, Z, etc. Ooh.
Oh, I like that approach from Sodium. Wow.
Yeah, and you know what? That burn is worth it. If you burn 1 line for a T-spin double, it's worth it, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Sodium, because of all these T-spins that he's setting up, has built up a 100,000 point lead, and also has a little bit of a Tetris rate advantage over Miles, which Miles...
Oh my god. You can't do that T-spin. There is no wall kicks, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, that is true. A different rotation system. So even though, there is 7 bag and there's all this, a different rotation system makes certain spins that you could do in modern Tetris just straight up impossible. Amazing survival for Miles, though.
Yeah, so far so good. I'm looking to get to that triple there. Meanwhile, Sodium's going to rack up the points. Really going for this T-spin here. That actually is a cheesy board, but go ahead.
Yeah, got more holes than you would get in a dozen donuts.
Ooh.
It's going for the T-spin here, and man, this is a pretty scuffed board, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a clear way to downstack out of it, just because of how many holes in their various locations there are. It's really difficult, and 19 is 1 line away. Oh, an eyepiece here would be nice. Oh my gosh, no freaking way. Gets it over to the left, that's crazy.
Yep, both players up high here. Oh my gosh, Miles setting up a T-spin. Not going to get that far left, and Sodium with a commanding game 2 here.
T-spin to add insult to injury. No way.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Ah, no.
It was the very back of the bag there. They're about to have 2 T-pieces probably. But either way, yeah, Sodium takes game 2. Miles is going to have to come back with a vengeance here because Sodium is throwing down a lot of T-spins to take advantage of that. We'll see if Miles goes back to the initial pure Tetris route. I would love to see like 100% Tetris rate, which could theoretically happen, right, Sharky?
It could, and well, it's not happening.
No.
Both players have already burned.
Miles wants in on that T-spin action.
Yeah, it was both players with some very interesting openers, and at first it looked like Sodium was going to try and go for something more towards the center, because if you are trying to set up T-spins in regular intervals, one of the best ways to do that is to have your well not necessarily on column 10. Kind of like whenever you ST stack, your Tetris well isn't on column 10. It's elsewhere, so then you'll be able to continuously score T-spins.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, Miles. So a little bit of context. So we talked about this rule setting. I was trying to find something fun to do with these players because they have plenty of competitive outlets, right? So we were thinking if we do something on TC, we'll have some fun. So these players signed up for this. They wanted to do this. So it kind of makes sense that Miles is trying to go for these T-spins because it is kind of fun to try to do, right? If it's something you don't normally have the chance to do, especially while we're getting streamed and whatnot. It's a way to showcase your skills and have some fun. So this was not only my idea, I'll just put it that way. Ooh. Okay, Miles, or I'm sorry, Sodium with trying to burn and get to a clean setup to go for some T-spins and Tetrises. So Miles with a kind of a traditional 5-4 stack, which could allow you to easily set up more T-spins in the middle. You know, I would like to. I feel like this could be executed on, and there probably is a. Oh, is that a center well?
Bits. That's the center well bits.
So yeah, maybe a center well is the best way to approach this. I don't know. I'm kind of in the camp that the right well might be the safest way just because of the rotation system, but it could be the best way to do it. Like, well, I don't really know.
When you think about it, because normally center well is considered the least efficient out of whether it's going right, left, or center, and that's because if you do run into a drought, you're just going to be forced to burn a lot no matter what. But if you're guaranteed the long bar after a certain amount of times, then now the center well becomes you can argue it becomes an asset because of less maneuverability required to get pieces in certain high scoring positions like T-spins and such. And it does enable the creation of T-spins more flexibly too.
Right.
So now the traditional strategy is like, oh, right well is best. Well, under this particular rule set, right well might not necessarily be the best anymore.
Yeah, you know what? Pretty convincing. And watching Miles now, like, there are a lot of clever things you can do, even with the classic rotation system, to force these T-spins. He's using it like the Vitzes, where that's a good way to utilize your... you're going to get long bars too, so like you can safely set up the Vitz, which is interesting. This is actually paying off quite a bit for Miles. Look at the line count versus score here. They're throwing down.
Going to be looking for an eyepiece. Oh, actually going to set up for a Tetris on the right side. I thought he was going to continue and go for a center well kind of setup.
Yeah, I guess like another word in modern Tetris games that comes up all the time is donation. So I guess you get, in a way, like if you're going for these center wells, sometimes you'll still set up a right well Tetris, for example, just as a donation to get back into your center well.
Yeah.
So, ooh, I like that. The T-spin single. Ooh. And thinking ahead still.
Yeah, Sodium right well, and yeah, I really like Miles' approach to this, and what a better way to figure this out in game 3 when you have to win it, because now he's able to score clean Tetrises, but also set up T-spins in a natural and arguably safe way.
Yeah,
because he
definitely.
does, like we mentioned, he does have modern experience, so he would know how to set up a T spins and a center well for whenever you're trying to get those quick T spin Tetris spikes.
Tetris for Miles, and yeah, keeping that 5-4 stack. I actually like the 5-4 in terms of flexibility. Kind of makes more sense than a you know what, I'm not sure how 6-3 would do on one piece preview like this, but Miles is comfortable with this, and it's really paying off. Look at that transition score.
Yes, 744, and would probably get one more.
So Miles adapting quite well to this rule set, and
yeah, 769. Sodium with a 678. I'm real curious to see how Miles decides to play the 19 though, because now that time frame to hit T-spins gets a little tighter. So I can anticipate Miles would default more to your right-hand side, which would be a very interesting development of strategy. You know, level 18 where you have more flexibility, more piece movement range. You go for that particular centerware setup. And then on 19, you default to 19 where you rely on your good fundamental stacking. And force Sodium, who in this case, you know, transition behind Miles, you force Sodium to try and find ways to be efficient, whether it be through maximizing the amount of Tetrises that he scores or forcing him to set up T-spins as well.
yeah, well said. And it could also, that could change with time. We'll see if these kind of tournaments ever actually crop up in the future, but maybe if players were more comfortable with the T-spins, they might stick to that 5-4, but I think for now, like, I do dig the going back to the right well for these higher speeds without the flexibility.
Yeah, oh, Sodium T-spin double, nice.
Yeah, so Sodium not far behind considering that massive transition score from Miles.
You'll see incremental T-spins from Sodium, who, oh, I see the setup. I saw it as soon as he went for that burn. That was brilliant.
Sodium going for more T-spins here on 19, and as a result, is really close to taking the lead.
Yeah, and I think that plays into, you know, what we said. I think Sodium recognizes Miles' pattern because both of these players can see each other's board just right next to each other just because of how TEC is. And so Sodium recognizes pattern. It's like, okay, I see Miles going for more regular right wheel setups. I can gain efficiency here and there. And Sodium will definitely like an efficient dig here.
Yeah, players finally running into some issues here. I feel like we've seen less misdrops just because the pieces tend to be more favorable, but no matter what pieces you have, this is very difficult.
Sodium, all right, he gets the eyepiece all the way over to the left. That should be fine. Allow him to bring this down at least enough time before 29, because trying to survive at this height on 29, unless you're Fractal, who practices floor on 29, is be a challenge for anyone.
Okay, Sodium doing a great job on survival. Taking some safer burns, actually, depending on how you look at it. On the right, and should get to a nice adjustment.
Oh, that's a nice adjustment. Wow. And a little bit of a jump scare over there with the transition speed.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was going to set up for a T-spin there.
No
something I wouldn't put past Sodium.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, he might, but keeping it conservative right now.
Ooh, Miles
actually did.
Oh, that hang to the left, that's going to be wraps. Sodium just only has 60,000 points.
Oh, that was his chance for the all clear bonus.
Sodium misses the T-spin. You have really tight time frame to hit said T-spin. Oh, he's trying to wait.
Oh my
god! Like a fractal for a second.
Oh wait, he skipped it.
He's going for it, and Sodium's gonna hop out.
The flex that went too far from Sodium overdose. Keeping his friend Miles in this race. All right, game number 4. I'm pretty excited to see how this evolves, because I feel like Miles is really leaning into this rule set as this match goes on here.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this next game goes, because clearly we saw the benefits to going for the 4-5 or the 5-4. So now I'm real curious to see if both players going to take that approach, because I feel like Miles, now he's like, wait, I'm kind of, working this out in my favor. I feel like Miles is going to take that approach again.
Yeah, Miles had an awesome approach to 18 last game, and maybe we'll see if Sodium tries to... well, I guess they were kind of trying to force T-spins and then pulled away from it, but after seeing how Miles handled that last 18 game, we'll see if Sodium adapts. It would be cool to see a perfect Tetris rate, though.
Yeah, the first perfect max. This would be your chance to to do it under this current rule set.
People tuning in will have no context, like, what is happening? We're playing a perfect game.
They're like, man, RNG must be really kind today. I haven't seen a drought.
So far, so good from Sodium Overdose, if they are listening in.
Yeah, both players now with very manageable stacks. It's like Miles. Ooh, I wonder what he's gonna try. Flawless from Sodium so far. Miles operating in... I would say that these pieces aren't necessarily the most favorable for the way that he's building and the order that he's receiving them.
Yeah, I mean, you still have the challenge of one piece preview. Like, what is the setup from Sodium? Trying to maintain that perfect rate. That's amazing. Oh, can he? Yeah.
I think, if he gets... Wait.
Oh my god.
No way the Vit's there. Holy cow.
That was beautiful.
I can't believe Sodium found that. That's ridiculous.
Mad respect. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's a flawless 40 from Sodium. Oh, the Vits. And now stuff like Vits becomes very valuable, because then you can really focus on building up your right to avoid doing any burns.
Yeah, and one thing you need to be careful of, you kind of have to break your existing classic Tetris brain, because you don't necessarily want to stack like too well or stack safer burns, right? Which I guess you probably do a lot typically when you're up high. So technically, like with this friendly RNG, Sodium can go for these crazy overhangs, and they've maintained this perfect rate, so it's paying off.
Miles hits the T-spin there, so trying to get some of that efficiency back, and that would actually have to be the play for Miles in order to keep up with Sodium, is to start spamming T-spin doubles and such, because Sodium is playing perfect, 100% Tetris rate.
This reminds me of where do we see a super high Tetris rate? Probably, I'm probably thinking of like Fractal from some of the recent CTWC.
From CTWC, yeah. Whenever Fractal, it was 100 lines perfect from Fractal.
Yeah, that was insane. Oh no. Well,
Sodium.
Actually, is there even a way to do this? No, not anymore.
It's not.
Unless it is
almost 80 lines perfect. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Still can't beat Fractal on the classic RNG.
And no, Sodium a little bit shaky here.
Well, either way, a good start from Sodium, so they should be able to afford some burns, but once they get back to a clean slate, I feel like Miles will be caught up. I guess Miles does have a few holes in the board, which are cleared up.
And, so enough for the T-spin. And hits it. Nice. Oh, that's a crazy vid, Sodium. That's wild.
Could go.
And there's also a T-spin setup available after that too. Oh, misses the T-spin. And try and hit it again. This is a second one.
We can all resonate with a missed T-spin in that moment. I
could imagine the trash talk from Miles right now, because I feel like these two are in a call just
most
talking
likely
with each other.
I would guess so, considering Sodium got up probably for like a bathroom break or something, and Miles waited.
Miles would be like, "Look at you over there missing T-spins. Aren't you supposed to be a modern main? Aren't you're supposed to have like sub 20 sprint? And you're missing T-spins."
Miles could throw down. Miles used to play a lot of Tetris 99. And they played some zone battle at our enhanced booth, the last CTWC, and we're pretty good.
There's the transitions. Looks like double 600Ks.
Yeah, not quite as beefy as last game, but it is looking pretty clean here. Sodium setting up for at least a T-spin single. Oh.
Miss it. My gosh, Sodium. Nice spin over there for Miles. And Miles missing the T-spin. I mean, and like we've mentioned earlier, it's not like hitting T-spins is just hitting a button like you would do on modern Tetris. You have to time it correctly, or else you just miss, just like Miles right there.
Somebody's got to hit a T-spin. I'm starting to feel bad. I feel like it's been... Oh, there we
go.
There
it is. Sodium hit a T-spin. Little redemption. And misses it. All right, redemption lost. Try again next time, Sodium.
Ooh, that long bar hang from Miles. Can he do anything here? Oh, no.
Nope, that's it. Miles is going to top out. Sodium is going to take game number 4. That's going to be the match.
Yeah, Sodium is our community showcase winner. What did they win? The pride of taking out TikTok star Miles the Great. And I'm sure he will be talking some smack in their Discord call as well. So congratulations to Sodium. That is a priceless gift. And yeah, thanks for making it out for our first mini tournament. Let me update this bracket and take a look at how this unfolded. We might have one more... What are we? We might have time for one more show match here. There was one thing I wanted to try, and maybe I won't spoil it. But yeah, so Sodium is our champion. Let's put them in that champion box here on the bracket. Sharky, what do you think of the T-spins in Classic? It is kind of fun to watch as a novelty, at least as a one-off here. But
it's fun, and then especially if you have a 7-bag. Then it becomes real interesting because it really it gives you it gives you a lot of different ways to approach it. Obviously, we saw a little bit of Sodium playing perfect and how in order to really compete with that, Miles would have been forced to set up T-spins. We also saw Miles with the crazy 4-5 or 5-4 center wheel tech, where able to cleanly set up for Tetrises and T-spins and maintain a high degree of efficiency. I mean, that was the highest transition that we saw from Miles as a result of that. So I think this kind of like hybrid rule set under the classic score attack mechanics really allows for very different approaches that normally you wouldn't see players do, while all still having to deal with the brutal, near insta-lock rotation system. And of course, the increase of high speeds.
Yeah. The increase of high speeds, like changing up the strategy for T-spinning, is kind of interesting. And it's a little bit different still. It's like a whole nother beast from modern Tetris T-spins, right? Because of you have to actually be able to execute it still with the frame perfect T-spin. So definitely the risk reward is cool to see. Okay, so we're gonna have I think a few more show matches. We might even get a zone battle in, but before that, I think we're gonna try to do a a 29 level 29 only 5 minutes of ultra. So when you top out, it will reset your board, so top outs aren't possible. That might be a fun way to cool down the night. Well, it doesn't really sound like a cooldown, but yeah. So we're gonna get some players into a lobby here. Looks like Sodium is down. Sodium is also down for a zone battle.
Of course, he would be.
No sponsors tonight to plug while we wait for the other opponent to show up here. You know what? If anything, I could play against you, Sodium. But yeah, thanks for joining for that final match here, Sharky. And I guess we'll see what we can get here in this last show match. But
there is something interesting that we can do. Just completely spontaneous thought.
I'm open to ideas.
You versus me while we commentate.
Oh no.
Think about it.
I'm considering.
I'll still be. I mean, our PBs on TEC for classic score tech are like what, a couple thousand points away.
Yeah. I'm pretty much just as good on here as I am on regular, which is.
All right, so you have a slight advantage over me.
But. Yeah, we could do that while Sodium finds an opponent. You want to play maybe we could do one round here?
All right, yeah, let me, well, I have to boot it up, and then, of course, let me get my, what's it called? My Hyperkin controller.
Oh, you know what? We'll do that. You get your controller. We'll do Sodium versus Miles first, and we'll play.
All right, sweet.
Yeah. We'll get them set up here. So yeah, we're about to go into level 29 only Ultra. This could be kind of fun, actually. And I guess we'll leave the T-spins enabled here. Game over is off. So we're gonna go back into Sodium versus Miles Encore. Looking forward to this. I think it should be interesting. I actually have no idea what to expect from this. I don't think we've ever done this yet. But yeah, if you top out, the board will reset. It's level 29 only. Ultra mode, which is a modern Tetris mode, meaning you have 5 minutes to get as much score as possible. So we'll see who will come out on top here. And then we will have a friendly commentator duel between myself and Sharky following that to close out the stream. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in so far tonight. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll probably do some more of these community showcases. Definitely on a weekly basis over at twitch.tv/enhanceexperience or our YouTube channel, which is also Enhance Experience. And it looks like the players are hopping into it. Oh, definitely not going to be a best of 5. I messed up on that front.
Great.
So 29 Ultra, 5 minutes. How much score can they get?
Is this under a traditional classic score attack rule set?
No, 7 bag and T-spins are still enabled.
All right, cool.
But yeah, as you see, when you top out, the board actually resets, which is something you can set up in a friendly match. So even if you're like trying to practice, it's kind of a nice thing you can do. So we got 5 minutes of 29 action from very good 29 players. And this is definitely something I don't think I've really set up yet, so I'm kind of curious how this will play out towards the end here. So far, Sodium's the only one to really get a Tetris, it looks like.
And it also becomes a bit interesting. Oh, wow, T-spin for Miles. Wait. Not going to be able to find the second one in time. But it becomes interesting because if you notice, when players do in fact top out, there's a time period to where they have to wait for the board to reset. And that can potentially translate into a little bit, whoever is able to have their board reset less is able to rack up more points.
Right, yeah, even the singles
it's
are
like a balance.
Up. Yeah, the singles will even add up here. I'm about to time it next time somebody tops out. It seemed like around 5 seconds.
Yeah, and that's about almost 3 pieces that can fall per second on a 29. So that 5 seconds, your opponent could get 15 pieces, which that could, translate to Tetris setups. Ooh, beautiful Z-spin over there for Miles.
All right, players are starting to throw down some score. Sodium more so with that 124k lead. 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and at some point you gotta wonder, because as time starts ticking down, you kind of get into a little bit of like a qualifier mindset, where it's like, okay, I don't have the best board. It's a board that I can survive, but my opponent has a 100,000 point lead. Maybe I reset here and just reset the stacking. You start to wonder when you have to take that approach.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like when you need to take a very aggressive approach, just be like, okay, I'm very limited on time here. Maybe you can go for that T-spin double, which is frame perfect on level 29. So probably not going to see a whole lot of that, but knowing these players, I'm sure they're going to try to have fun with it. Oh, Sodium misses the spin there.
Yes. Looks like Sodium's finally going to have a stack reset.
Miles is going to have to throw down.
Yeah, he's been resetting his stack a lot. Obviously, not necessarily intentionally. But, Sodium with that really prolonged play was just able to maintain quite the advantage. Because time is ticking.
Oh, Sodium tops out. Oh, they double top. Oh, okay. I think it's oh my goodness, we got chaos now. We have a bit of a desync.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if I've seen a desync on this mode, so it could be like way past gone, unfortunately. Or Sodium just lost their connection. I'm not sure.
I have to see.
Well, Miles, can you still win it? You're still behind on score.
Yeah, you gotta get the... You got 48 seconds for the chase down.
Maybe Sodium was flexing with the top out and seeing if Miles could actually still win.
Yeah. Let's see.
One more line. It's tied.
Oh, tied. There you go. Wait, yeah, it just straight up said that Sodium lost. What? Wait, that's so bizarre.
Yeah, I guess there's no top out. So even if Miles wants to end the game, they can't. They have to mullen. You can only mullen here, Miles. Here on Tetris Effect, you are not allowed to not mullen. Only bad manners. All right. So, Miles, thanks for playing in our 5-minute ultra. I don't even know if Sodium's still here. We're about to find out. No, I don't think they are. Okay, so I'm going to cut the footage here. Miles, you can keep playing if you want in this lost room. But yeah, so that was the weird 29 only Ultra for 5 minutes, which has yet to ever happen in my, at least on my side of things, or hosting Tetris events, so it was interesting. Okay, Sharky, let's hop into a game. I'm gonna get a new lobby set up here.
All right.
So Sharky wants to commentate our match, and you know what? He'll probably throw in some smack talk as well. I think you're probably a little better at commentating your own matches, if I recall. So.
I guess that'd be like my equivalent of a party trick. But I get, for people that haven't heard self-commentary, I will refer to myself in third person. Warning you now.
Got it.
Because, I mean, when it comes to self-commentary, it's like I could be like, oh, and I scored Tetris, and then talk about my opponent. But that doesn't sound right. It is like, you know, it's a high intense match, and it's like, oh, I scored Tetris, and then, oh, Shin tops out at 50 points.
Right, I see what you're getting at. Yeah. I'll maybe converse. We'll see if I can do some third-party call-outs. We'll see. Maybe if it gets too hype, I can't resist. But, all right, let me set up a friend match. I'll send you the code here. Do you want to do some T-spin action? Are you feeling that after watching?
I am. Considering that I haven't played classic score attack in a bit.
We'll just do some reggae. We'll do some reggae.
I'll take hot L's.
So we're going to cut all the frills here, except for the commentary aspect, and do some good old classic RNG. Get those T-spins out of here. For those of you that hate T-spins, you're welcome to turn the stream back on. And yeah, let's do this. So
They're in a duration like, this is sacrilegious heresy. Never seen classic Tetris be disgraced by such manner of RNG and maneuver execution.
100%. Yeah, so I sent you a code, Sharky, on Discord, and
Hey.
we should be able to get started. Let me double check the settings. Make sure. Okay, we should be good.
Okay.
Rocking the default avatar. You got to get the shark avatar at some point.
I have it on my my Windows 10 version.
Oh, got it.
TEC, not my Steam version.
Yeah, I still have the most avatars. I think I've played Steam more at this point, but I think I actively went for the avatars on the Xbox version. So, to your point. All right, let's do this.
Yeah. That's the benefit of playing Tetris Effect connected. You can play it on almost anywhere, even Amazon Luna. I'll never forget that.
You got the enhanced plugs down now. All right, let's do it.
All right, best of one.
Oh yeah, we can do more than one maybe, especially if it's an early top out.
All right, so far, opener is pretty calm.
This kind of reminds me of just like playing just couch co-op, you know what I mean? Where you just talk smack, or Smash Bros, any fighting game really.
First Tetris goes to Austin. Sharky's just having a rough time getting things under control. I
know Sharky's a little less used to TEC, whereas I probably have that advantage. Sharky is certainly a better DAS player than me, but I got the enhanced staff that plays TC too much advantage here.
Sharky, set up for a dirty Tetris. Well. Alright, there it is. Sharky finally scores a Tetris. This is tough.
Luna input delay
Thankfully,
on level 29. Oh my god. Crazy.
Thankfully, I do have the controller though, so it feels more natural.
Shout out to Hyperkin with the pixel art. You can get some Tetris themed. I don't need to do this plug right now, but yeah, you can get some Tetris themed controllers from our friends at Hyperkin, who deserve all the love.
All right. And with that Tetris, Sharky takes the lead. Shin having to do some down stacking of sorts.
Intentional down stacking.
Tetris is for both players. Sharky actually operating off of a center well. Waiting on the long bar is Sharky. And we are almost tied, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. One line differential here.
Gonna be able to... Shin's gonna take a lead. Sharky having to do some burnings. Just really tedious misdrops. Definitely survivable. But costly in nature.
Kind of crazy that I'm like more acclimated to this version now than I am the OG hardware. Because I've been trying to play because I'm planning to go to Genesis, right? Just as a fan. Oh, Sharky in some trouble.
I couldn't hit the quick tap. Sharky is gonna top out at 128.
I will not hit you with the
I mean,
roll
I'll be seeing you at Genesis.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anybody in chat going to the... I'm sure some of you are going to CTWC Genesis in San Jose the weekend of February 17th. I will be there. I've been wanting to go to a tournament with little to no responsibility, which never happens. So I think it'll be a good chance to do that. But knowing me too, at the same time, I like to help. That's just in my nature. But yeah, are you going to compete, Sharky?
Well, I'm going to compete and commentate. That's kind of like my deal now. Be a commentator that can actually throw down.
Yeah, I can't say I can do that anymore. Unless it's on here, I guess. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw this stack down some height real quick. Then I'm gonna go to Classic and then just not be able to play for like a full day.
Right. Well, I don't know, because I think if you got the brain, or you got the muscle memory there, like hardcore at this point. Whereas I've been trying to go back to the OG hardware, and it's like the other way around for me now. Like I'm messing up a little bit more on classic hardware for whatever reason.
It takes me, like, at least the past few times I've gone from TEC to Classic, it has taken me a day to readjust. Because mainly it's a small, like, dash timing things where, like, I'm just, like, overshifting ever so slightly.
And yeah, as a DAS player, you're going to notice that tenfold. When you have, like, a specific rhythm that you want to hit, it can be tough to get acclimated. Especially with, I feel like with DAS, there could be a lot of visual cues as well. Whereas tapping, it's more like I do 4 taps, and that's it. I know where it's going to land.
Yeah. I'm not going to top out yet. I don't know what's going on here.
Ooh, nice spin.
Right? Hitting a spin on TEC. Doing better than Sodium and Miles towards the end.
Shots fired.
At least hitting spin-wise. Execution, nah. I'm misdropping all over the place.
Miles was getting used to it, though. I think they started to hit more spins towards the end there.
Look at my pace. Absolutely fantastic.
You can challenge me on some OG hardware sometime if you want to definitely take the dub. But yeah, so Sharky, I guess this will be our last thing tonight. So what kind of projects are you working on, if you want to plug anything? Any classic Tetris thing you're working on? Stuff you're working on?
Well, the main classic Tetris thing I'm working on is obviously my event, Gauntlet, which is a team-based classic Tetris event. 10 teams, all with anywhere from like 8 to 10 players, and they play in 4-player matches. Right now, we're in the second half of the season, trying to decide who plays in the big playoff tournament this summer. And currently, there is a big fight in like the center seeds. The Grandmasters and the Millionaires are basically guaranteed. Grandmasters undefeated 10-0, Millionaires currently 8-2, so they don't have to worry about not making the playoffs. There's other teams that are in the center that are trying to get to that position. So if you follow me at It's Sharky1, I actually spent the past 3 days hosting these shows, so you'll be able to catch them there. See some pretty hype commentary.
I saw you were on it this morning and last night. So I went to bed and you were streaming, and I woke up and you were streaming. So you're on the grind. Keep at it. And also, yeah, there's something to be said about the team format. I think it's super cool because I've always, well, not always. There's draws to being on teams and draws to, just working on your own thing and 1v1 kind of stuff. But the team atmosphere is always fun, and you get to push each other. And I like to play for, I feel like I'm a little more motivated if I'm like playing for other people on my team, if you know what I mean. That team spirit.
No, that was the goal for Gauntlet, is to give people a different reason to play. Because obviously, if you're trying to become the best in the world, you're gonna have to learn rolling. You're gonna have to dedicate a lot of time to it. But whereas opposed a team format, well, now you don't have to be the best in the world to be successful at your specific role. You just have to be better than people that are in your respective skill division. And you can take it a step further and then try and like anti-strat certain opponents. It's like, oh, I'm playing Grand Designs. Well, I know Grand Designs likes to play it very safe on level 19. So then I'll try and outpace him and force him to play out of his comfort zone. So it's like small things like that you get a chance to do when you're playing in a team format.
Yeah, that sounds. I remember I joined. I have a lot of things going on too, so I have trouble keeping up with everything in Tetris land. But I did join your server, and I was hoping to at some point maybe hop on a team. I think playing as a team sounds super cool. So yeah, guys, definitely check out Sharky's Tetris Gauntlet. I'm sure.
You have a 1.1, right? Or almost.
I do not. I'm actually trying to officially get it because I feel like I'm capable. I just don't grind the game. So.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, then I can get you on a team then.
Oh, perfect. All right, I topped out. You got a chase down opportunity here.
Bonkers. Worst thing that you could do is top out.
The pressure is on. Now I can commentate you. If you don't beat me to it here. Ooh, that's a rough hang on the J piece.
No, I can't hit quick taps on TC. Ah, so close. Not bad, not bad.
Well, maybe up your TC game for the next community showcase and you come kick my butt.
Imagine.
But all right, I think that's it for today. Thank you to all our players. I'm going to bring up our community graphic.
Yeah, I really like the graphic.
Oh, this is pretty fire, isn't it? Shout out to our Sky on the enhanced team for helping out with this. Yes, so yeah, with like the banner kind of gives like the esports feel, with it reminds you of like League of Legends or even StarCraft with like the heroes or the avatars behind them. But yeah, shout outs to Huff, Sodium, Blue Scuti, Shocky, Somalian, and Miles for joining tonight. And we'll be doing more of these in the future, definitely on twitch.tv /enhance experience, as well as our YouTube and wherever else we're streaming. So be sure to follow us there. And we may have more one-offs on the Classic Tetris channel in the future. So especially for as stacked as this group was, I'm like, you know what? Let's try to get it on the Classic Tetris channel because everyone loves Blue Scuti. Everyone loves Miles. Everyone loves all these players. So, yeah. Any final words before we sign off here, Sharky? Ooh. Yeah, I'll be on the lookout, and I'll be around. I'm trying to up my classic Tetris game just a little bit before Genesis. I don't have any competitive goals, but just to be in the classic Tetris mindset, and just so as a player too, I tend to be more respectful. I really respect players that can do these crazy things that I can't do right now. So, yes. So thank you all for tuning in. We may throw a raid somewhere if you want to stay tuned and be a part of that. I have like 4 different channels open, so maybe if there's any moderators, feel free to help with that. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. So thanks, Sharky, for joining. Thank you all the players, and thank you everyone for tuning in. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
So good night, all. Bye bye.